Now to at 10, News Channel 3 getting to the bottom of a burning question one Memphis man has been trying to answer for years. Why is Shelby County Juvenile Court forcing him to pay for a child that is not biologically his? What's even more unusual, he says the judges at Juvenile Court have an idea who the real father is.
If it wasn't Black Irish news, you'd never believe it. All right, welcome back to Black Irish News. Yeah, I wanted to do this video. It's going to be a really short one, but this is just that level of BS why it's just useless and pointless to get married anywhere in the West. And even worse, having children, which sucks because, you know, we need children to reproduce and carry our names so that the generations after us can live on prosperously. But there are some people who are involved that want to stop all that.
Yet they're still demanding he pay up. Now he's turning to On Your Side investigator Stephanie Skurlock.
Imagine still having to pay and they know.
Talk show TV makes millions off the catchphrase, "You are not the father." But the reality in Memphis is just because you're not the daddy doesn't mean Shelby County Juvenile Court won't make you pay.
I was down there in handcuffs and chains.
Over the years, Edward Bowery had his driver's license stripped and once even found himself in handcuffs over child support payments for a child that's not his.
Here's the crazy thing. This is why I say the courts don't really care about this. If the courts really cared about the children, why would you take away a man's driver's license so he can't get to work? And then after that, you throw him in prison, which means he loses time at work, which also means he loses time with his kid. In this case, it's not even his. He then gets released, lost his job because he can't work, and is now having to look for a new job to get out of work, to get out of jail, to stay out of jail, to start from scratch. And if he doesn't make the money that he's supposed to, can be put right back in jail. Anyone thinking that this country, this greatest country of all time, the most powerful country of all time, is here to help you. I don't care who you represent. You can ignore this all you want. This country has never been fair to all its people. And the people that built the country, the men, are getting railroaded.
I would hate to see somebody else go through the same thing. I've been going through this. I mean, headaches.
This mound of paperwork shows a juvenile court judge ordered him to pay child support even before the birth.
I didn't do a voluntary acknowledgement. I didn't sign the birth certificate. All I knew is we legitimated the child in your name.
Bowery asked several judges during several hearings for a DNA test, but no judge ordered one.
I said, how did I even get put on child?
Court of law. Court of law. We need to verify and get all the evidence, except when it's a man pleading his case to a child that may or may not be his. Nah, we'll just take the woman's word for it. Like, it's crazy in this world, in this country, in this day and age, because this is a couple years old. A man is forced to pay for a child that's not even his from a chick he doesn't even know. Not intimately, at least. She can just say, yeah, he's the daddy, and that's enough for the courts. A woman has to be a crackhead, has to be literally threatening their child's life for the courts to say, we need to take this child away from this woman and give him to the father. A father has to literally prove every day. You have to, if you can show us that you're a good father and that you can man up, we'll give you visitation rights. A woman is handed it. That's why I say women are mentally challenged children. They're given everything just for being a female, because there's more females on this planet. That means more votes, which means you make them happy. Just look at how they went crazy when the whole abortion thing came into play. We know that they're mentally challenged because they know what birth control is. You could take birth control. You could stop that from happening. That's why they kept hiding behind, incest and rape to defend getting an abortion. I'm sorry, reproductive rights. Because the other answer, which is to be on birth control, that's not an option for them. And if you look at the stats don't prove that that's a good enough reason to even have it. Not that I care. I just say if you want something, at least be honest with your stats.
I support, and I never said this was my child. And they said, again, this is not what we're here for.
In 2000.
How does that even work? That's exactly why you're here. Because you're saying that his kid, hold on, play it again.
He took the child.
And I never said this was my child. And I never said this was my child. And they said, again, this is not what we're here for.
We're here for the money. We want you to pay the money. We want you to give that money. Oh, hold on, let me phrase that. That child needs support. That's what they're really saying. In reality, it's all about them getting paid. The courts get paid, they get their percentage, mommy gets her percentage, everyone's happy, right? Well, because the man doesn't matter. The fact that these judges have that much power that they can just exclude evidence that says that this child isn't his and say, we're not going to do that. But then again, for all you idiots out there that love this country and say this country is the greatest country of all time. This country imprisoned you for several years during COVID, violated all your rights. The same people that you wear the badge that you say, or that we need the police and all this other stuff, they worked in tandem with the government to imprison you in your own homes and not allow you to live yourself in this free country. And that same judicial system that you love so much, that's fair and doesn't benefit one group of people more than the other. After the vaccines came in and they got all the money they can get, all of a sudden the courts started realizing this was unconstitutional to force people to take this. Let's end it. Stupid people will stay stupid because they prefer to stay stupid than learning the truth.
In 2009, he took the child himself to get a DNA test and found the son he'd supported for years was not biologically his. He took the documentation to court. The judge wouldn't accept it, but ordered a new DNA test done that showed the same results. Probability of paternity, 0%.
They never did do what they were originally supposed to do, which was give me the opportunity to take a DNA test. I was just a voice not being heard, so I guess I needed a choir.
Juvenile court.
That's insane. He got the test that he was supposed to get. The judge says, I don't trust that testing site. We're going to send you to our testing site. So they sent him to that one. And it came back the same answer. If you can't figure out that there is something in line to tear a nuclear family apart, that there's something in line to destroy and build a wedge between men and women, if you are still sitting here to this day and you haven't figured it out yet, you want to live under a rock for the rest of your life. It's ridiculous.
Magistrate Nancy Kessler agreed in October to allow Bowery to disestablish paternity, but only after, he says, she admonished him for taking it this far.
The judge stated that, I find it very distasteful that you're bastardizing a child.
The judge stopped the child support going forward, but
wow, can you believe it? She is this. I don't know if it's a female, but this judge is literally making this dude a douchebag for defending himself. He is making the child into a bastard, not the woman that couldn't. Why have we not heard from the woman? Why is it that the woman isn't being made into being told that you're making this child into a bastard child by not choosing a father properly?
Al Bowery to disestablish paternity, but only after, he says, she admonished him for taking it this far.
The judge stated that, I find it very distasteful that you're bastardizing a child.
The judge stopped the
So you defending yourself is wrong because the child is at fault for this, because the child, the only person that's in it, there are two people, this dude and the child. But the child is 100% innocent because that child has zero to do with this, didn't want to be born, and is stuck here because of an illegitimate mother that couldn't close her legs or stop choosing pookies or whatever the equivalent to other race of men are. The bottom of the barrel man, you couldn't keep it in touch and tight all this time. You had to go and find some dude, get knocked up, and now you have a child and you can't find a dude, so you pick a rando.
Child support going forward, but Bowery still has to pay $460 a month to the mother in back pay.
Ow.
He doesn't believe he should have to pay anything. In fact, he believes someone owes him money.
Yes.
The $30,000 he's already paid. Administrators at juvenile court denied our request for an interview on this
Shocker.
case, saying it's not appropriate to comment about rulings.
No, it's not that it's not appropriate. You don't want to be called out for something that you're doing. You want to sit out here and do whatever you want, ruin men's lives, while at the same time you want to keep it to yourself. There should be men all over the world protesting, demanding recourse, demanding. This is what men should be protesting. You want the new president to come in, tell him what you really need. I don't want to hear that, don't ask what your country can do for you, what you can do for your country. Great, excellent slogan, gets people going. But the honest truth is, what are you going to get me? These laws need to be changed. You want us to vote you in? You need to change these laws, because that's ridiculous.
What are the chances of him getting its money back?
It is very unusual and very infrequent.
Family lawyer Miles Mason says in a similar case, the Tennessee Supreme Court ruled a man in Middle Tennessee could sue his ex-wife for fraud. He got a $100,000 judgment.
There was a very large judgment awarded against the mother, but I doubt it would be likely that they would be able to collect in most cases.
This bill is simple, that a person who is proven not to be the biological father.
State Representative G.A. Hardaway says he's heard from a number of fathers in his district who were like Bowery. He introduced a bill letting them file civil lawsuits against the biological fathers, but it never made it out of committee.
Of course
To the degree
not.
justice need to be served, I think it needs to be a totally different, a new law or something.
The question many people might ask, why is Bowery still paying back pay to the child's mother? Well, we're told by law the new judge he's dealing with can't undo another judge's ruling. For the On Your Side investigators, Stephanie Skurlock, WREG News, Channel 3.
That is a load of crap. Oh, I can't undo what the first judge did. If you still don't realize that there is an attack on men, you're stupid. If you can't realize that men are getting railroaded by the system, you're stupid. If you still support these modern women in this country in 2024, you are stupid. If I see men standing out there with women talking about my body, my choice, because they lost their ability to murder their fetuses, and I see any of you cucks out there, I'm going to make fun of you. I'm here. I'm a man show. This is the man cave, and I'm Black Irish, and I stand up for what I stand for. But the honest truth is, I cannot stand for simps. I do believe that there are simps that go on these websites and pay buku dollars for these whores, 304s. They can be helped, but you men are disgusting. You stand up against the other men, the same group of women that wouldn't lift a finger to help any one of you, that talk about you being about their boss babes and they can do bad by themselves. They'll take your help, but when it comes down to you needing help, they're nowhere to be found. You're like that guy that lives in the apartment building next to the semi-cute girl, and you help her with all the things, but when it comes down to something you need, she's always busy. But she says, oh, well, I may need my car fixed. I'm not the guy. I'm not the guy, not the guy. If I ain't laying in bed with you, if you ain't giving me any favors, and if you ain't giving me, I don't give a crap. I don't help you. That's one of the major reasons why I'm going to do a video on it about those women getting punched in the face in New York. Don't condone violence, but you asked for us. You turned your back on men. There, I said it. Disclaimer. I don't condone violence, but you know what? You get what you get when you turn your back, when you burn your bridges. These laws are completely unfair. Women want to talk about the fairness. These are unfair. Where you can treat men like garbage, and you can basically tell them they have to do this, do that, and then tell those other people that you don't have to do anything. You don't have to worry about anything. It's all good. It's taken care of. A man has to get up every single day and pay for a child that's his, isn't his, and if he can't, he goes to jail. Not saying it doesn't happen to women, but a fairly larger portion of the pie happens more to men. And you men will still go out there and still defend them and being told that no matter what happens, you should defend women no matter what. You're an idiot. These people don't respect you. See, the women back in the day, they respect you. These women are taught, conditioned, controlled not to respect you. It's not because you're not making enough money. It's not because of the reasons that they label you as an incel or all this other isms nonsense. It's because they change. They want to be like you. And now they're upset that you're turning your back on them. So here's what I say. Men, stop doing stuff for women. Stop it. Just stop doing it. They don't need you anyway, right? If this is what's going to happen and laws are going to get worse, y'all need to start protesting. Y'all need to start demanding things. You need to start going to your city level government, the city level government, telling them what you will not tolerate. You don't like this? We're going to stop doing this. We're going to vote you out. You don't stop doing this, we're going to stop doing all the jobs you want. You don't like this, we're going to move outside the state. Make it so financially difficult for them that they will hold on to it for dear life because it will show that they are losing. But they will quit eventually. Do not give up the fight. Do not stand there and take it. Do not take whatever they have to give. You give them nothing, but take from them everything. That is what you need to do as men. Stop being lone wolves. Start standing together. Start working together, because this system is only going to keep getting worse because they know you're going to buckle down and do your job and stop complaining about it. It doesn't make you a loser for doing it. You are being a man because you're speaking up against injustice. Do not let people gaslight you into thinking differently because it makes the other side feel bad. These people are irresponsible. I'm going to do a video about how one state wants to abolish abortion and make DNA tests mandatory. And guess how many women were supporting it? But I can tell you how many women were against it.